Hi, everyone. This is JoJo from JoJo's Mojo on Mupo Entertainment. I have with me my special guest, Jeffrey Berger. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, Jojo. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I just want to ask you, who are you?
Who are I? Who are you? Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. I'm really blessed and honored to be here today with you and sharing today. So who am I? So my name is Jeffrey Berger. I'm actually from Western New York, and that's where I grew up. And my journey started going when I left Buffalo, New York to go to New York City and lived there for a little bit, and was also living in Italy, teaching dance in Italy for 6 months. And then I came back and was performing with the New York City Jazz Company, ended up fracturing my back, and which got me out of performance. And then I moved to Boston, Massachusetts, and was a software engineer for about 25 years. And in 2016, I left the industry because I was totally burnt out. And I am living now down in Southwest Florida, in Cape Coral, Florida, with my husband and our 3 kids, our dog and 2 cats, Zoe, Zorro, and Zelda. And most recently, I have become a certified holistic wellness coach. So that's a little bit about me.
Wow, it sounds exciting, your life. So I look forward to when we come back from the commercial. Okay, let me go back in. When we come back from the commercial break with Jeffrey, we're going to talk more about what he does. I'm really excited. We'll see you after the break.
Wait, you want some more?
Hello, everyone. I'm back with Jeffrey Berger. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, so I hear you're a holistic coach. Can you explain what that is and a little bit about your background?
Sure, absolutely. Yes, it's actually a new title, being a certified holistic. It's really a certified holistic mental wellness coach. I've kind of narrowed it down to certified holistic coach, to be 100% transparent, which I like to do. The reason I broke it down is because this really envelops physical and mental wellness. And this actually is a result of my own journey, having basically lived decades with stress, anxiety, and depression at a 10 plus, which led me to leave corporate America in 2016, not being happy with what I was doing. And I'm also a survivor of 2 attempted suicides, childhood molestation, and chemical dependency. And just over the last couple of years, I was introduced to the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, which really opened up the doors for me in many ways, because I was being led down a path. Having been diagnosed type 2 diabetic, was actually considered obese, and was on 5 medications. And when my doctor said, oh, we need to put you on a 6th medication because you're having side effects from the other medications, that's when I said, no. We're not doing that. So with that, I did a deep dive myself. That's what I told her. I said, I'm taking control of my health, and either you're going to work with me or not. And long and the short of it is, I discovered that you can reverse type 2 diabetes. And I was introduced, right around that time, I was introduced to a holistic mental wellness company. that actually focuses on the microbiome, which for those of you who don't know is the gut, brain, heart axis. And this is a science that I truly believe is disrupting the health and wellness industry today, because as the good old man Hippocrates back in his day documented, all disease starts in the gut. And this is really now coming to fruition with the science of where we are at today. So with that, I jumped on board as a wellness partner with this company. And during that journey, I became certified as a health and integrative wellness coach. But then this new course came out and got certified as a holistic mental wellness coach, which does a focus on the microbiome. And through that journey over the last 3 years, 3.5 years, I'll say, I was able to reverse my type 2 diabetes, lose 60 pounds, come off of 5 medications, and actually reduce my anxiety, stress, and depression from a 10 plus down to a 1 with absolutely no depression whatsoever over the last 3 years, especially with going through what we've gone through, this global pandemic, and more so this past year. I had 6 family deaths. And in 2021, towards the end, it was my mother, my brother, and then my mother-in-law. And having stress resilience was in tip-top shape for me. Now, did I have stress? Did I experience stress and anxiety? Absolutely. But the beautiful thing about the program that I'm on, because it is plant-based, it's science-backed, clinical trial, and science-backed, this has actually filled my body temple with the nutrients that it's required. So rather than reacting to a situation, I'm able to step back and evaluate, because before that, I was a reactor and it was not good. So I decided to become certified as a holistic wellness coach because we need to spread this information. Mental health is it's a pandemic. It's a crisis. It's just gotten way out of hand, and we need to let people know that there are options outside of Western medicine, because I was on the path, as I said earlier, to really no return. It had to be my decision, because I was told that coming from a family with type 2 diabetes, because my dad died of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and a leg amputation. His sister died a couple years later, and then his youngest brother. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm next. I had to stop that paradigm, and which I did. And we need to understand that there are options out there that are safe and that work, because there was ancient Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine long before the pharmaceutical industry started up in the late 1800s, early 1900s, especially the FDA was formed in 1906. So
Yeah.
now I'm out to spread the word. I want to plant seeds. I want to provide value. I want to give people a direction to really go and start thinking and doing their own research, because we need to be in control of our own body temple. So.
Yeah, well, ignorance is bliss.
Right.
I know that I have suffered from a lot of mental health issues, addiction as well. And I can tell you that it is its own bondage.
Yes.
You wake up every day and you're like, why am I here?
Right.
And if you change your diet, exercise, walking around in nature, I have learned those things. If I were a person that was at my bottom and would like to start the process of healing in a more natural way, what would you suggest a person start with?
So really taking this, first of all, is really getting educated about what's out there. I think that is the best thing, because this way they're really able to make more of an educated decision of getting some information and then evaluating. Because that was my problem. I was really following, it's like we grow up in an era and a society where we're led to believe doctors are, like my mother. My mother believed that doctors walked on water. Well, only one person walks on water, So with that, I was able to assess these plants versus these pharmaceuticals to say, okay, wait a minute. And then looking at the foods that I'm eating, all right, and really understanding what's in these foods, because we're told in mainstream media, oh, these foods are healthy. When you have Kellogg's and the FDA approving a percentage of glyphosate, which is a chemical to be in this cereal for children, it's like, to me, that's unacceptable. So really understanding what you're putting into your body temple, that's the information is number one, and then looking at what you're feeding your body, because that is the control of your physical, mental, emotional, and I'm bringing now into spiritual well-being, because you need to thrive off of the nutrients that were put on this earth to be consumed by our, by our bodies. And unfortunately, we have, especially in the US, our farmlands have been depleted of its own natural nutrients because of this big Monsanto company who has been spraying these pesticides over the plants, and it's destroying that. So we're really consuming that as well. So supplementation is required, and supplementation is not all good. All right. I learned that, and I will only do supplementation if it's science-backed, clinical trial, and now plant-based, because there's so much supplementation out there that has a lot of fillers. And one of them is sawdust. So, which is, okay, why are we eating sawdust in this supplementation? So that's something to be, taken into consideration. So information, get educated, and then look at what you're feeding your body temple. Those are the first two things I would recommend.
You mentioned something about the spiritual aspect. Can we talk a little bit about meditation? Because
Sure.
it has been around a very long time.
Yeah.
It hasn't been going on here in America enough. I started it a couple years ago, and it really opened my creative mind and all those kind of things. What happens to your body when you do a meditation?
So when you, and I concur with you, because for years, in fact, I didn't do any meditation until just in the past 3 years. I'm still learning, because I'm all over the place, and I am not a person to sit down and within I can't even sit down for 3 minutes, and then I'm jittering. So what I've had to do is learn how to sit down, relax, breathe. And I do this through yoga too. I'm starting to get into yoga. And it's a process. It's not something that happens like, oh, now I'm a meditator. I can meditate. It takes time, because you have to train your brain and you have to train your body. And with that, being able to sit down, meditate, and breathe, and think about your breathing, and then release everything from your head, and just go into a space that is sitting on the beach, sitting on top of the mountain, and just enjoying God-given entities that we have available to us. It took me a while to really get into meditation, because I was all over the place, and my head was just thinking, constantly thinking. So it took me time. It took me about a year and a half. And I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress, but being able to sit back and breathe, and then get everything out of my head and think about a place. And one of the most favorite places for me is on a beach somewhere. I love the water. I love the sun. And it's very calming to hear the water, and just being able to filter everything out and just relax and think about you, and think about things that are pleasant, and things about, I think about, positive memories, good memories, and just relaxing, because you want to take all of that stress and that anxiety, whatever you have in you, and just like totally get rid of it. Because in this way, it brings you down to that level playing field in regards to being able to just be totally relaxed and in that Zen moment, if you will, and be able to, whether you do it for, I've done it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I was actually asked to do one for 4 hours. That didn't work. It didn't work. But in any event, the longest I've done is about 15 to 20 minutes. And once you come out of that, the energy, the openness of your head, brain fog, no brain fog, and the clarity that you have for the rest of the day is it's just amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. And it's part of the modalities that I teach in my workshop and when I'm working with some of my clients, because when you talk about holistic wellness, it's about incorporating the right supplementation, doing exercise. We talk about nutrition and then stress management. And meditation is one of those stress management modalities, if you will.
Can we talk a little bit about the pineal gland? Because people think it's a bunch of woo-woo. Yeah,
no, it's not. And I've learned, I actually learned a little bit about that in my certification. And it is a gland, and it does do something. You probably know more about it than I do. So I mean, let's talk about it.
Well, in meditation, it lights up and it sends out endorphins.
Yep.
Feel good endorphins. And this is what people are lacking. I know I lack them. And exercise brings out the positive endorphins like serotonin. Right. Dopamine and stuff like that. And that's why people are prone to addictions, because when they have their substance of choice, it creates that endorphin release. And it releases all the anxiety and the stress and all those kind of things, but it destroys the body.
Yeah.
Unlike meditation. Meditation, right. Actually, what happens in meditation to the brain? It is so fascinating.
Oh, it's amazing. And you talk about endorphins, okay, and which is also related to neurotransmitters. And where are all of those really created? They're created in our gut.
Wow, that's cool.
Yes. And this is where the new science is coming to, that 90% of our neurotransmitters, hormones, feel-good transmitters, they're all created in our gut. And 90% of them. That's not all, 90% of them. And that's where the communication starts. It starts down in the gut, because the gut, it consists of human cells and microorganisms, as well as viruses that all live synergistically together, creating their own chemicals to thrive and be able to communicate with the brain, the heart, and all the other organs and systems in your body. And being able to meditate, it just enhances those systems to really flourish, because you are in, your cortisol levels are brought down. The cortisol is the stress hormone that's created in the adrenal gland. And when those are lowered, then that also helps with reducing inflammation, because when your cortisol levels go up, inflammation starts happening. And that is the precursor to all kinds of things, disease, whatever. So, but yeah, meditation is definitely part of the program. And it's going to be continuing to evolve with me, something that I need to incorporate more. I'll be honest, I have to incorporate it more. But that is big time. And then just, I think on top of meditation, I was mentioning about yoga. It actually brings you into like a meditative state. Depending on the yoga instructor, it can really bring you into a mode of meditation while you're going through that whole yoga program. So,
and it's also lifestyle. Like, I live in California, and what are we going to do today? What's next? I literally will wake up now and either say a little prayer or say something positive. Now, when I was really depressed, they suggested I do that. When you wake up, say, I am grateful, I am thankful. And the I am
I love,
statement.
I love who I am. I love myself. Yeah, affirmations. Affirmations are good. They're positive. Absolutely. And that helps the endorphins get going in the morning as well.
Yeah, we're gonna make some huge strides between
Yeah.
Jeffrey and JoJo here. We're gonna make
Yeah.
some great strides in educating and implementing the things that we're learning and then teaching them.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And this should be taught in school. You know, and I look back and it's like, okay, I had a great high school year, you know, up through 12th and into college, but we're taught to basically go work for somebody else. And then, oh my God, 40 years is gone. And what did I do for me? I did everything for them, you know, and we're not taught go, you know, oh, you can't go on vacation because this project is due and that's due and that's due. And it's all about them. It's not about you. So, yeah, we need to be teaching even the kids today, take time for yourself. You know, you are important. You do matter. And find that in you early on. Don't let life escape you. And it's like, why didn't I? You know, and that's one of the regrets that I have. However, I'm not taking it negatively. I'm like, better late than never. That's the way I'm taking it, and that's what I incorporate with anybody that I speak to about this. Is you know, and I'm a good example because I need to practice what I preach. You know, and I'm doing that, and that's where you mentioned lifestyle. So I've changed my lifestyle, and it doesn't change overnight. They're little incremental habits. And as you develop those habits, they just become the norm for you rather than what you were doing in the past. And that's what I found so amazing with my, you know, my new lifestyle, holistic lifestyle. And when I say holistic, you know, it's not all foo-foo stuff. Okay. It's just being able to think logically and about what am I doing? Is it healthy for me from a physical and a mental wellness perspective? Because we are bombarded with so much garbage that's out there in the industry. I say that we're in a broken system. We're in a broken food system, and we're in a broken pharmaceutical system, and we're in a broken medical system. My opinion, it's my experience. Because I just kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. And walking out of the doctor's last month with him, a new doctor, because when I came off of my 5 medications, my other doctor kicked me out of her office. But my new doctor said, looking at all of your, you know, your history here, you've been in the best health in the last couple of years than you have in the last 30 years of your life. Whatever you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. I'm like, yay. So,
you know, yes. And then going back to the self-love and the self-respect and all that, filling your cup. And so you have something to give, because I felt bankrupt for many years, giving and giving and giving to other people. And there was shame involved in taking care of myself because of the previous generations. All they did was survive. They didn't thrive. And I really think that we're going to really shift this with the world changers as yourself, Jeffrey, and as me doing this program is really amazing. All the people on Zoom that we're meeting across the world, and we're going to bring it all together. And I see it, and I only see it because I've done meditation. And I
absolutely. And we're those game changers who are changing when change is required, and change is required now. We have been living in a world that has just had so many uncertainties and so much that's been going on. We need to pull the reins back and get people resettled and refocused and redirected into more positive aspects of life. You know, as I told you before we did this show, my business is abundance and optimum wellness. And I believe we all should be living in abundance and optimum wellness physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. I just brought that in because, you know, there's nothing wrong with money. Money gives you options.
Yes.
And, and that's the beauty of it. And money is not evil in the hands of good people doing good things.
Amen to that. And I totally
Yes.
agree with you, because everything that is put on this earth is for us to use.
Right. Right.
And we're here
not
for-
abuse.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
So we're gonna go out for a commercial break. Thank you for all that wonderful information. There's a whole lot more, but when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about what Jeffrey wants to do in the upcoming years, because this is really exciting stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. We're back with Jeff Berger. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about Jeff and what he does. Take it away.
Awesome. Okay, great. Thanks, Joanna, and thanks, everybody. So yes, I am a certified holistic wellness coach. And I mentioned earlier that I'm aligned with a company that is the only holistic mental wellness company that actually focuses on the microbiome, which is the gut, brain, heart axis. And this is a system in our body that has just really come to more of a fruition in regards to health and wellness. And what do I mean by that? The Microbiome Project actually started in 2006. And just over the last 4 to 5 years, they have been publishing their research, their clinical studies in medical and scientific journals, which specifically state there's a big communication highway in our belly. All right. And that belly communicates with the brain and the heart. And it communicates when it is fed the right nutrients. And what we have found is that so much of the disease that is out there today is a result of so much of the foods that we've been eating, because many of the foods that are out there in the stores are processed. They're filled with chemical preservatives, or they're sprayed with, pesticides. And they are, and then we've got the pharmaceuticals. So we've got the food and the pharmaceuticals, which I talked earlier about. And, consuming this in this body temple has caused a dysbiosis. What do I mean by that? It's basically a breakdown of your innards. And it starts out with leaky gut. And once you think about your gut lining is like a brick wall, the red bricks are your cells, and the mortar in between is the lining. And once that lining is broken down, then everything from your gut goes into your bloodstream. And that just opens up Pandora's box to a plethora of all kinds of diseases. So with that being said, I represent a company that focuses on this through our platform. And our platform is a great number of programs when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to exercise, and when it comes to supplementation, as well as, mental awareness and stress management, because stress is the number one killer. And, we think that there is a lot of diseases out there when we talk about heart disease and, you've got gut diseases and so forth and so on. But the biggest diseases out there are stress, anxiety, and depression. Who doesn't suffer from stress? Who doesn't suffer from anxiety and depression? And the list can go on from that. So with that, my coaching program, I generally start people out with who are looking for options, who are looking for something different, is they start out with a wellness assessment. And it really covers physical and mental wellness. And this is, a bunch of questions. You can take it in 5 minutes, and it gives you like an overall perspective on your physical and mental wellness. And it's just gauged on a 0 or 1 to a 10 range. We call that the mental wellness continuum. And when I say mental wellness, and mental fitness, my whole motto is mental fitness is the new physical health. And mental fitness combines mental wellness and physical wellness. both of those are interchanged and work synergistically together. So from that, it's a free assessment. And then you get a 30-minute free consultation. Let's go over what the results are. Why did you get that result? And let's go over the recommended protocols that come from that result, and then open it up to Q&A. I always want my individual to be able to walk away with some sense of new information, a little direction, and being informed. So then this way they can take that, evaluate it, resonate with it, and then they can make an educated decision whether they want to evaluate our product line, because our product line does target gut health and brain health. For example, we have a product pack called Fundamentals, and this Fundamentals has 3 products in it, and one is Mentabiotics, and the Mentabiotics focuses primarily on the gut. And what we've come to find out is there's 3 strains of probiotics that aid in gut repair and mental acuity. So basically heals that gut lining, repairs it, and then it brings down your cortisol and your anxiety and stress levels, or your depression levels, because cortisol is the adrenals. And it increases your GABA neurotransmitters. It gets that communication going. That's the Mentabiotics. The Mentasync is for the vagus nerve, and that's the largest nerve that you have in your entire body. It connects your gut to your brain, to your heart, and all of the other organs and systems that are in your body. So I take it like, look at it, most people's vagus nerve is a massive highway, and it's a parking lot, and it's just jammed, and the communication isn't going back and forth. So with this Mentasync, it opens up that highway, so then the neurotransmitters can go to where they're supposed to go, the brain or the heart. And with that, then we've got the Menta Focus for the brain. So you've got those 3 main entities, and it's our flagship product. It won the Nutra Award for 2018 for Best Finished Product. No nutraceutical company has ever won this award. And I think if I remember the numbers correct, there's like over 4,700 other nutraceutical companies that come in and present their findings and their new products. And we're the only company that has won this first month in business. So that's a really astonishing accomplishment. So with that builds that foundation of getting you into a really good state in regards to reducing depression, reducing anxiety, reducing stress, and bringing up vigor. And vigor is more of a psychological, psychological vigor. We term that as physical energy, mental acuity, and emotional well-being. And when you can increase your vigor up 44% and lower depression and anxiety by over 50, 55, 60%, who wouldn't want to have that? So that's an example of one of those product lines. And then
cool.
I'm always walking around with my happy juice here. My happy juice, yeah, da 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 da. And this is actually a new product pack. Everybody's so sad. Everybody's miserable. It's like we got to get them alive again. And this is I call it it's a holistic energy drink, because we have Energy Plus in there. Then we've got Edge, and this Edge product we call it enhances mood, motivation, and metabolism. And then it does have the Mentabiotics, which is for the gut. So this is our number 1 selling product pack that we have. And all of these are ingredients from plants that target specific neurotransmitters in our gut to feed those properly to communicate with the other aspects of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. We talked about spiritual, and this past year has been more of a spiritual journey for me in light of the 6 deaths in my family. It opened up my my doors, if you will, to spirituality and really getting more of a grasp on this. And I say that because it's a lifestyle change. It's a lifestyle journey that I never had before when I was on medications and I was sick and I was stressed and anxiety. Now that I've got no brain fog and I'm happy and I'm like always full of energy and, things are going well. It's like so many things are like I'm being able to receive these energies because everything's energy.
Yes.
And we want to make people happy. We want to get people healthier and be able to thrive. You mentioned earlier, thrive. And this is what people are not doing. They're not thriving in their lives. And we're here to help them thrive. So with that, the biggest thing here is that, yes, I'm a certified holistic wellness coach, but all my coaching comes for free. Okay. My vision here is I want to help people be as happy and as healthy as I am. Now, am I 100% healthy? No, there's still other things I'm working on, but it doesn't change overnight. It's a lifestyle change. I'm incrementing one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time.
Yes.
And I'm gradually going there. Like 2022, year of transformation. This is my year of transformation. And there's a lot of great things coming down the pipeline in regards to holistic mental wellness. And I'll give you one example. We just released a brand new product and it's called GBX. We called it the purple pill. What's this purple pill? And this purple pill is a new, it's a quad biotic. And quad biotic, we've heard about prebiotics, probiotics, and phytobiotics, but now we have a postbiotic. And what we've learned, which I said earlier, this is a big communication, system down here. What we've learned is this postbiotic is actually a dead probiotic that signals your gut to not store fat. This losing weight has been not a calories in, calories out. It's been a signaling problem. It's been a hormone problem. And this specific dead probiotic that was discovered through our chief science officer and his colleagues in Spain who discovered it, because he's been working with them on this for years, have come to realize that this is a communication issue. So, and this is a brand new product. It's never been on the market before because we're the first ones to introduce this postbiotic. So this is one example of the sciences where I talked about earlier. The microbiome is the gut, brain, heart axis, and it's a science that's disrupting the health and wellness industry. And we're coming out with new revelations, and our products are, as I said earlier, the science-backed clinical trial, plant-based, vegan-friendly, and they are award-winning. And we're having unprecedented results with even children today. Our children are in a horrible state with, ADHD, autism, diabetes now coming in young kids. That wasn't a disease until you were in your 50s, 60s, or 70s. Now they're getting it at, I just got a message the other day with a 12-year-old being diagnosed type 2 diabetic. My gosh, come on. So with that, my whole thing is getting people healthy, getting them back to living a vibrant life. And if I can do that, that's been part of my dream when I left corporate America. I wanted to do something that made a difference and made an impact. And this is part of that process because I'm part of a group of humanitarian entrepreneurs who are out there spreading the word, planting the seeds, sowing the seeds, if you will, because we are leading the global holistic mental wellness revolution. And this is a revolution. We are fighters. I'm a gladiator in this. I will fight to the very, very end because our immediate goal is to get into 1 million homes over the next couple of years to get people educated and aware of these types of programs and products that are out there that will change their lives.
And what's the name of the company?
So the name of the company is Amari Global. And I just got back from a leadership retreat or symposium 2 weeks ago, and had some really, really great information about the coming of 2022. We just launched in Canada. We're going to be opening up in Australia next, and then the UK, and then the list will go on, because we will be the Global Wellness Institute, known as that. The Global Mental Wellness Company.
That sounds really spectacular. I was thinking of that word, spectacular, because there's so many people that don't have the answer.
Right.
They're looking. I looked for years. I thought it was everything outside myself. And it's not. It's what you put in yourself. You are what you eat. Remember?
That's right. That's right. And Joanna, we talked about love earlier. And amare means love in Latin. We're teaching people to love themselves first. You've got to focus on you, because if you can't focus on you, how can you focus on anybody else and be productive and be positive and all those good things when you're run down and you're constantly sick and tired and all that other kind of stuff. And it just makes so much sense.
It really does. It really does. And it's really exciting. And I really am very grateful to be introduced to you.
Ditto.
Tiffany.
Tiffany. Exactly.
Tiffany Parra. We're going to do a shout out for Tiffany.
Our girl.
She's an amazing human being. And
yes,
I have a lot of natural energy, and so does she. And we're going to do great things together, of course, with you, Jeffrey, and anybody else who wants to hop on to the train of wellness and health. And I'm really excited, because we can bring all these people together. And especially in my platform, I'm really excited. And every time I meet somebody, I learn something new, and I learn that I love myself and other people because I love myself. Right.
Awesome.
So we need to bring it all in, and we'll bring it all together. And now, how can we find you, Jeffrey?
So I am on Facebook. You can find me under Jeffrey E. Berger. And I'm on Facebook that way. I'm on Instagram that way, and I'm on LinkedIn that way. And I am on Twitter, but I don't use Twitter that much. Those are the three main platforms. I'll say that. Let's do Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And I do have a website. My website is Jeffrey E. Berger, and that's JEFFREY, as in Edward, BERGER.biz. And all my contact information is on there, and you can reach out to me. You can take the wellness assessment is there as well. And then you can book a free consultation after that. What I generally do is once you take the consultation, I reach out to you, thanking you for taking the consultation or the wellness assessment, and then I invite you to take advantage of the free consultation. Some people take me up on it, and some people don't, and I respect that. Some people don't want to, and that's okay. But those that want to, I welcome you with open arms.
It's whatever our body's telling us to do. We have to learn how to listen. And if it doesn't resonate with one person, it will resonate with another. And it's okay for our audience to understand that they need to accept where they are at that moment. And breathe.
Absolutely.
And it'll come. It'll come. Because it's come for you, and it's come for me.
Yes.
And that the only reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because I've listened to me. I've listened to what my body and my brain's telling me.
And your gut. It's a gut feeling.
Yeah, the gut first, because that's where it goes first.
That's right. That's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. It's telling you something. It's not a stomach ache. It's telling you something. Ooh. Oh, that's what that means.
And you'll notice the older you get, the less things you can eat that you used to eat that were not so good for you.
Yes, absolutely. So,
all right. Well, you have a awesome rest of your day, Jeffrey. It's such a pleasure.
Thank you.
A divine connection, and let's just keep this ball rolling.
Absolutely. Loving it. Thank you so much, Joanna. And thank you for the listeners and the watchers out there. Appreciate you.
I know, it's so nice to have them.
Absolutely. And remember, mental fitness is the new physical health.
Definitely, definitely. I love doing the show JoJo's Mojo on Mupo Entertainment. You can find me on mupotv.com. And that was my kitty saying so long and
So long.
farewell.
Bye.
Have a Mupo awesome day, everyone.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.